Good evening and salutations, my JH fans. There's a couple of central themes that is going on in this show, and one that is just screaming, blaring, the hell with Cam. Okay? The hell with him. I mean, at this point, Josh pretty much just sit there and said, Cam who? Okay? Comes over there, talking to Dax, checking on his wound to make sure he's okay. Dax is not there talking about, oh, I wish we would have did more than just slap. You would sit there and think that she would say something along the lines of, oh no, I can't sit there and listen to this. You shouldn't say that. I have a boyfriend. Not at one point in time. I mean, does Dax even know? I mean, Dax knows that she has a boyfriend. She knows sometimes that she has a boyfriend. And it's pretty much just like Campbell at this point. So she's letting him talk to him. She's letting him talk about that stuff, and she's smiling and touching on him and stuff like that. I mean, granted, he was touching him. Come on, let's be honest. It gets to a point where Dex is like, he's thinking about the conversation with Michael. He's like, no, you need to leave. We need to go. You're involved. It's too much. I don't want to, get you in trouble, and I don't want to get you in my world. What I'm doing is illegal. And Josh is like, of course it's illegal. You're working for Sonny. Like, what are you talking about? I miss Christina. That has nothing to do with the episode. I just miss Christina. But so he's sitting there trying to push her away, and she sees right through it. And she's like, listen, if you want me to leave, I'll leave. And this is where she puts on she channels her inner Carly. She's like, you're trying to push me away to protect you, protect me, and I know what I'm getting myself into, and we can't deny this, that, and the third. And then they start kissing. I laugh so hard because I'm just like, that boyfriend that you had, what was his name? Starts with a K, right? I can't remember it. Clearly not that important to you, so. And of course, Sonny is knocking at the door. Now, Sonny was there having a conversation with Dante. And this was a good scene because, Dante started realizing that the further apart Michael and Sonny's getting, the closer that Dante's getting to Sonny. That means compromising himself, like with the whole Dex thing. And he pretty much just like he looked the other way. He could have investigated, he could have did something, but he didn't. And he feels like he's compromising himself. And of course, Sonny was like, I didn't ask you to do that, this, that, and third. It's like, okay, cool. So, what's going on there? You had anything to do with that? And he denies, but, a lot of the stuff just doesn't add up. The conversation that he had that he overheard a little bit. And of course, Sonny's like, no, I just want to make sure she's good while she's in this. She has some backup and some protection. Just want to make sure that she's squared away. And he's like, listen, we're not going to do this at this point. And he's like, he says that one day he's going to have to arrest Sonny. He's not going to be happy doing it. And Sonny's like, listen, if it comes to that, it's all good. Still father and son. It's amazing how far they've come from when he first met Dominic. And of course, Dominic, aka Dante, started liking Sonny. And he felt bad for what he was doing. He knew he had to do it, but he felt bad for doing it. Of course, he gets shot, and then it's just strained from there. But, you got Sonny that's, going to another country to get Dante out of this situation. Came a long way. almost kind of sat there and wondered what was Nicholas even doing in this episode. I mean, granted, yeah, he came there with Victor, and Spencer was like, "I want nothing to do with him. As long as you keep up our bargain, be good." As far as getting his birthright, in exchange for keeping silent about Esme. So they go back and forth. Spencer leaves. Nicholas leaves. Victor's not happy. He's like, I need y'all two to reconcile because he has some sort of big master plan. And of course, he's still upset about the necklace being gone. So that's going on. Cyrus comes in. Cyrus like, no. He got me. They go back and forth. And of course, Cyrus, tells Spencer about Victor trying to kill Marty and Laura. And of course, Victor's like, oh, remember that time that you tried to kill Trina and her mom and who else? Brett. I was like, there was somebody else in Brett. Remember that time that you did that? So both of theirs, well, I shouldn't even sit there and say both of their secrets is out. Spencer at this point should already know. Maybe he didn't know that it was Cyrus behind all those attacks. But all was out in the open. And it seemed like he sided with Cyrus, mostly because he's still in jail, still needs protection. And so he's like, hey, listen, Victor leaves. Spencer's like, I'm not playing chess, so he leaves. I have a question. Why would Sam bring up her kids, decorating and stuff like that, given what happened with Sasha and the child that didn't make it? Why would she even sit there and start talking about that stuff? Oh, well, you know, um, Scout is this, Danny's that. And I'm like, she just lost a child. Granted, it was a year ago, but still. Of course, she does bring up her child that she had with Sonny. Yet she's not there dating his son, so that's all sorts of weird. Um, you talked about Nina for a little bit. Now, Nina watches Sasha faint, and Carly's there, and they get her on the bed, and eventually she wakes up, and she's like, she doesn't want any ambulance, or, she doesn't want to go to the hospital. And Carly's like, yo, listen, let me talk to you out there. Talk to you outside. And Carly admitted, like, yo, listen, I knew you didn't come here to make her fall, to cause her pain and have her faint or anything like that, but she wants no parts of you. The best thing you could sit there and do is leave. So now Nina goes back to Sasha, and of course she starts playing, victim. Oh, if anything happens to that baby, I don't know what I would sit there and do. I sit there and try to do things right, and it doesn't work out. It's like, boo hoo, poor you. First of all, why are you sitting there badgering this woman when she's pregnant? She said no, she didn't want to do it, and you should have just dropped it. But no, you guys just start digging into her, this, that, and the third. And granted, she did side with Carly, like, listen, she's right. I need to sit there and just stay away from her. To be honest, I'm surprised that Sasha wasn't more upset with Nina. Um, for having her faint because of Nina. Granted, she wasn't there, so she could have just been trying to talk to her. But I guess she also didn't sit there and see it as that important enough to like go over there and visit her. I just thought about that. I was like, wait, your friend faints. Granted, she might be fine, but you don't sit there and think, maybe the other 9 or 10 volunteers can sit there and finish this, and I should go and check on my friend. Nah, it's cool. Um, you had to talk with Michael about keeping things on the low with Carly, and Michael was like, listen, life is short. Do what you got to do. You don't know how much time you have, how much time you have. The usual I was sitting there, I feel like that's kind of a usual line that people always say, and most people don't usually do. But he does sit there and take the advice, and he starts kissing on Carly when Carly comes in and tells Carly, he gets an alert on his phone. He's like, "Oh, I got a lead on Willow's birth parents." So Carly's like, she has that shocked look on her face. Now I'm sitting there thinking that, Carly being on the search, you could try to steer it around a little bit. But here's the thing, though. Now with that alert, I was sitting there thinking maybe Spinelli may have something to do with that, but I feel like Spinelli would probably want to know why, and I don't think that he would be too comfortable doing it. So I don't know if Carly had a hand in that notification. I just thought about that. Um, Dante was talking to Sam about, his complex relationship with Sonny, and that, he hopes that him and Rocco won't have the same type of relationship. And I'm like, how is that possible? You're a cop. Sonny is in the mob. What? I don't get that. Michael wants to sit there and take Willow to the hospital. Um, but Michael is also like, yo, when he found out that Nina came over there to badger her and everything like that, he was mad. But he was like, she probably wouldn't have done that if he knew that, she has leukemia. Here's the thing, though. You would think that she wouldn't have done that because she's pregnant also. Long story short, Michael's like, listen, we need to start telling people. Because it's not going to get any better until we find a bone marrow or anything like that. And at some point, it's, the fact that she looked like she's at death's door, you would sit there and think that's enough, but not gonna lie, I can't sit there and think of anything else that happened in this episode. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I'll see you in the next video.